Okay. I think one way the guides brought through this week for Christy and I is, and I'm learning with all the videos that I've been watching, it is probably with the whole collective awakening that we've got going on right now. And everybody is saying through the guides is embrace the childlikeness, grow that relationship.
Yes, me
Feel
too.
it, embrace it every day. Do something with your inner child and just explore. Because you know, when we was young, we didn't have like limits on our imagination. We just thought about anything and didn't care about anything. We just did
Right.
whatever we desired to do. And our guide, Christy and our guides brought this through, and they said if it causes stress or anxiety, don't do it. Just don't do it. Just take this next 30 days and just embrace your childlikeness, have fun. Don't worry about locking in your hours in your curriculum of what you're learning with the spirituality. Just go out there and just trust and have fun. That was the only thing they said to do. Okay, I got somebody in. Oh, we got somebody else. I think it's Maya.
Would you excuse me for just 1 minute?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because we were talking about, the praxis again, because I mean, a lot of people's lives have been a little bit altered because of what the district's been doing to people that haven't passed their praxis. And I ran into a couple of before I left high school, and a lot of them were like, yeah, I haven't passed the math, or I haven't passed this. And I just said, you know what? All I kept hearing was put your mental health first. Put your mental health first. And I said, you know what? I'm not taking it, because every time I think about taking it, I don't feeling that I experience. And a lot of that is anxiety. It takes the fun out of it, because I know what it means, and it's not where I want to be, and it's not giving me joy.
Yeah.
So right now I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Well, excuse me. And that's the point, is just that feeling. Hey, Maya, Jennifer, do you want to repeat what you said to Maya about what we were talking about?
Oh yeah. The guides brought through this week about embracing our childlikeness more than clocking in the hours of our learning our spirituality or doing our test and stuff like that. Just embrace our childlikeness.
Okay.
If it causes stress or anxiety, just to not do it for the next 30 days. Just don't do it, because if it's me and Christy are hosting, and that probably means the same with y'all, and that basically means we're being observed on what choices we're going to be making. There's not no right or wrong. But they said, our guide said, for the next 30 days, just to embrace the childlikeness. And if it causes you to feel stressed, worried, or gives you anxiety, just don't even do it. Just have fun.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off of that, I was supposed to have late bus duty again today, and I didn't know that they were supposed to have cheer practice today with the new place here in Jackson. They actually compete, and I was like, you're not going to stress me out, because I have to make sure my kids are where they're supposed to be. I don't want to be punished. I don't want my kids being punished for my lack of knowing or staying on top of what I needed to be on top of. And you know what? They'll be okay without me.
We're losing you.
I feel like I'm really taking.
It's breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know what's happening. No, I mean, we can, but it's very, very cracked.
She's driving, maybe, right?
Yeah, she is driving.
Yeah.
We have to learn how to embrace.
How close are you to being home?
I'm not gonna be home right.
I have no idea. Can anybody else make out what she just said?
No.
45 minutes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
You.
You might just be in a bad zone right now.
Yeah, it's one of these spots. Usually it's like within the first 10-15 minutes of me leaving. But no, I was just saying, like, I'm not gonna stress over something when there's already like coverage there, if that makes sense. So yeah, like they're gonna see me tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like acknowledging the little things that you can let go of that doesn't give you the stress and worry.
Right. And like, seeing my kids today being really excited to do a different level of cheer was exciting. Melanie got to showcase her new tricks, and then, Oriana got to be in her own zone. So they're like separated for the
Oh.
first time in a sport. So it's a different take for all of us, and they are really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So for you, Andrea, then your answer would be watching the joy and experiencing it through your children's eyes kind of brought forth a feeling of being childlike for you yourself.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
does anyone else have any input or thought about what it means to be childlike and how that is sort of healing, and just anything you want to say about that?
I can, if anyone doesn't want to.
Okay, go ahead.
I love your collection of crystals.
Thank you.
I know, right?
And I'm so glad to see you, Maya.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
I'm not going to go into a big detail, but I'm just going to say,
You go into whatever you need to go into.
no, it will be too long, honey. Forget it. My childlike vibration means to me is not being apologetic, but remembering the innocence and remembering the lack of fear we had growing up, the lack of learning to crawl, to walk, to meet new friends at school, the innocence of not being groomed from
Society.
distractive world.
Yeah.
And through my spiritual journey, I've not only learned to, well, this is just recent, that I learned to really apologize to the young person I was that received so much trauma and was too busy to heal myself because I was band-aiding and masking and being so overproductive because I was masking to take care of my family, to take care of my children, because it was constant fight or flight. So I am at my journey where I'm apologizing and embracing her and letting her know that it's okay, that we don't have to live this way anymore, and just showing her so much love and showing her so much comfort, because I never truly knew what loving myself was until literally recently.
Yeah, and
So
it's so exciting.
it really is.
Yeah.
And it's empowering.
Yeah, that's inspirational. And I actually didn't have I didn't have an answer until I heard yours, and it kind of inspired me, but I'll be brief. But mine, I know that I referenced Jennifer a lot, and it's just because she's my best friend. We're literally together all the time, but and I promise you, it's not always roses. We have our share of disagreements, and that's natural, and that's actually a good thing we've learned. But yeah, it's a sister thing, I think. But so for me, like I've always apologized almost for being myself with people. I've never found people that I can be comfortable with until I started getting close again with Jennifer. I never felt like I could be myself completely, and she was the first person who was completely open and accepting of every single part of who I am, even the parts that aren't lovely. And I think even recently
because I don't know what you're saying.
Even recently,
Sorry.
she's even said things that are similar to, don't apologize for taking up space. Like, take up as much space as you want. You're beautiful. You're amazing, and for me, that's really profound, and it's starting to hit home for me just recently. And I love all of you girls. I love that I feel like I can be myself. I've always been told that I'm too much. I'm too loud. I'm too opinionated. I don't have a filter. I emote too much. Whatever. I'm too sensitive. You take things way too personally. You over explain, whatever. It's always too much of anything, whatever I do. And so this
That's
group,
so hurtful.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's damaging to hear that your whole entire life. It is. And so
Right.
this group,
I'm the same.
yeah,
I've been told that my whole life too, all the
Yeah.
time.
We are definitely sisters and here for a reason.
yeah. And it's so cool because, like I said, Jennifer and I reconnected about 10 years ago, and she's never once ever, even if we're disagreeing about something, it doesn't matter. She's never once made me feel like I'm too anything. You know, and just recently, just with us trying to be each other's therapists, I guess, she's just like, don't apologize for taking up space. You have to stop this apologizing. Don't do this. I don't like it when you apologize. And I didn't even realize until she said it how much I actually do apologize. And so it's nice to have somebody tell you you're not too much of anything. You're just right. And I think that's healing an inner child part of me that has always been told that I take up too much space. So that's really nice. And that's something I've been working on. And then also with the creative visualization book and workbook that I've been doing, there's a lot of mention in that and there as well. I highly recommend these books. They don't even cost that much.
I'm having a
No,
hot flash.
I
I'm really
totally,
sorry.
I definitely understand exactly what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I turned that light off because I was like, oh God, it's probably blinding somebody. But no, I definitely understand what you're talking about, because there's this song that me and my girls like to sing together, and it's called Savage Daughter. And there's this line where she says, I am my mother's savage daughter. I have to get chasing capstones, and, all that stuff. And I just remember cursing. I always get it wrong saying chasing, but they're cursing shepstones and all that stuff. And in that song, it makes me think about how my mom and my dad were always like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't always say what you want to say and do what you want to do. And then it makes me think back when I started my spiritual journey, how I kept saying during my meditations, I am unapologetically me. There is nothing wrong with me. I am unapologetically me. I am loud. I am effervescent. I am this. Like, every time I said I am or started to feel bad, I had to remind myself that I will always be authentically me. And I had to stop apologizing to people for being too much. And I'm like, this is what you get. I'm sorry. If you can't handle it, then you don't need to be in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and us learning how to do that, to play games, like, and go have fun and joy with our inner child, teaches those other people that are hurt and asleep right now how to do the same with them.
So Maya, what do you think it means to connect
And
with your inner child, and why do you think that's important?
For me, it's like kind of the opposite way. I always go to my inner child to like have that feeling of like goingness, like motion, constant motion without stopping. And yeah, I can see that saying story is like a kind of a barrier, like you stop. Without stories, like you constantly moving in the direction that you follow a path. And I'm realizing that it's the same thing like you guys. Just yeah, we without apologizing, we will be able to do that. We will be able to be ourselves. We won't be wasting time.
Yeah.
And actually, like, because I'm in sport, I work at with athletes, and my kids were like forever athletes. In sports it's like this. You don't think
Please.
so, you don't waste time for, you just go, you just do it, and use your muscle memory.
That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. You don't
Right.
think about the process, you just do it. And my ADHD is so bad. I have to think about the process just to take a shower. I'm like, oh, I have to get this. I have to get this. If I look at my legs, I have to shave. Now, do I have enough time? It's 30 minutes, but I already said if it took me 30 minutes to get there, I would have had to get up an extra 30 minutes early. This is not how I want to live. I want to live like a child. Like, we get up, we go to school, we cook breakfast, bye. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to think about, oh shit, did I forget deodorant? Not care. My kid forgets to put deodorant on all the time. Like, it doesn't bother her. She's
Yeah.
like, Mom, I forgot to shave my underarms. I was like, I can tell. As long as you don't smell, I don't care. But, and if you're strongly powered with that, she does not care about the hair under her arms. Now, me, I am like, oh my God, I've got to shave my underarms. My legs, I can care less. It's the underarms for me. So anyway, I just wanted to say, like, being free of any anxiety.
Yeah.
But I do know that if you had childhood trauma, it would be very hard for someone to say, how do I live like a child again? How do I, when that was torn from me? And I'm going through a lot of therapy.
You go to those
understand.
emotions and you sit with them and you reframe it.
So
how do we do that, Jennifer?
I just read about this today.
Oh,
How to go back and talk to that person with the knowledge that you have today, that same person, that same soul, you, and talk to her and tell her. It's intimacy with your older self, to reconnect, because you can travel back in time, not physically, but spiritually and mentally, and you could have these down to earth mending cords and cutting those cords that don't exist anymore.
yeah.
Is that
So,
what
yeah.
you mean? Is that what you
Yeah, it's revisualization in your imagination. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that what you were talking about, Jennifer, with reframing it?
Yes. Kind of like when we did in your past life with that Marie, but it's also you just when those emotions hit, you feel those emotions and you don't have to sit in them, but you feel them and you acknowledge them and you're like, okay,
Exactly.
I acknowledge them now, and now I know how to handle this. I know I'm okay. And it may take a few times, but you just keep revisualizing it. And then you just become an observer of it. But it still happened, but it's not, when you have those thoughts, it don't have a trigger point to it. You're just like, oh,
So,
okay, I remember that memory, instead of that memory throwing you off into a chaotic mindset.
so another thing I learned about with trauma and going back to your childhood and embracing the innocence of yourself is that there's obviously two parts of the brain, and please don't quote me on words because I'm awful with words, and it's something that starts with the C, cranium cuspis something, and this is where your trauma is stored. And when you have a trigger with trauma from childhood or any type of trauma, it comes back as the present. And on this side of your brain, your memory, I don't know, it's cuspis something. And these are like birthdays, date of birth, phone numbers, things like that are stored. So it's different memory. When you go back to memory where it actively, you can walk into a room and you could smell something that reminds you of kindergarten. Well, if it's trauma, it's going to go here and you're going to react if that part of you is not healed.
Mm-hmm.
So getting back to that healing part, I Googled, because I'm into new frequency vibrational coding, how to remove and what code I need to download so I can get the download to release it. Yes, girl, I am on a
Go
path.
ahead.
I'm telling you.
Girl, what are you talking about? What?
Did you know that your heart has like over 40,000 neurons of a brain? So your heart
I
has
do.
has a brain.
Yes, I
So
do,
you
What?
and I'm learning.
Yeah, you
Yes!
can talk to your spirit guides and you can tell them you want to surrender the love and will of your brain to the love and will of
Heart.
your heart, and it'll start doing that, and then you'll start
So
thinking,
this is
So
exactly why people get confused what love actually is. Love is an action, and it's forced into thinking it's an emotion and a feeling,
it's a
but it's
frequency.
not. It's a frequency, it's a vibration, it's a movement. It moves your soul, it moves your mind, it warps your capacity to differentiate, you know, what's lust, what's love, what's emotion.
Yeah, that's why it's important to be around positive words and positive TV shows, because everything's in the air. Everything's
I'm
frequency.
so thankful for you all. I really am. You're making
I'm
me
not even gonna
vibe on
lie.
a
I've
level
never heard
like
you
I've
talk.
never, because I'm every day diligent. I don't miss a day on learning vibrational code. That's what I listen to. I downloaded a whole new freaking playlist about I am my mother's child, you know, that kind of music. And when Maya sent over that meditation, I went from looking for a pillowcase to rearranging my entire closet and bathroom, listening to that mantra, not even realizing that I was doing work. I wasn't winded. I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, she sends
I just,
magical stuff. Yeah, magical stuff like that happens on this journey. When you,
I love this. Like, I feel, oh, man, I'm feeling like I'm being blocked again. Like, I'm not
no,
getting
you're
that right
not.
now, but
No, you're not, because we all have the enemy trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
invoke this in us.
Yeah,
And we
Andrea,
have
you
to
call
know
that
we're
devil
not.
out.
Yeah, you're powerful, girl. I'm learning from each and every one of you. Don't you understand? Like, you can't feel your block, because every time we meet or every time we speak, you give me inspiration, even telepathically. I was trying to call you, but my brain was like, I don't know what I was doing. I couldn't call you, but I'm like, call Andrea. And you called me and you were like, I'm so proud of you. And that's all I needed to hear. Like, that was it.
yeah. And I felt like I was like, I've got to let her know that, like, I'm rooting for her. You know, like I love this. Like, I love this so
God
much.
didn't
Being
give us
every Wednesday.
life to constantly be happy. He gave us life to constantly serve, to go to him for the and go to our angels to experience love and joy.
He gave us life to have it however we desire to have it.
That's right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this is
Like,
so
I've been
exciting.
asking, like, so yesterday, because I was preparing for this tonight, I decided that I was going to listen to, like, tarot card meditation music and stuff like that. And I lit some incense. I don't remember. It was some old incense. I have no idea what it was, but it was so enchanting to me. And it was like my mind was playing with the incense smoke while I was playing with my tarot cards, and I just had the music going. It was just like I was totally in a space where I felt like I was legitimately floating. I know I wasn't literally floating, but like my frequency was doing its thing. It was very, very magical, and it was
Well,
all
that's
because
meditation. That's meditation, Andrea. Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know what's going on, but this feeling is amazing.
I want that feeling, but I still I can't get myself to plant myself on the floor and sit there and
You
say,
don't have
it's
to.
your time with the universe. It's your
You don't-
time to, I want to vibe.
You
I
don't
want
have to do that. You don't have to do that, Joy. You know, when you was in your zone today, listening to that music, cleaning, if you was
Yeah.
in a peaceful
Oh.
mind state, that's meditation.
Okay.
Anything
That
that you
makes
just
sense.
feel peace and joy in doing, that's meditation. You don't have to sit
Okay.
there and calm your mind and get your
I'm
mind.
struggling here. I'm like, I
Well,
just want
If
to
you do
sit there
that,
and
it's
do
gonna.
this.
I mean, you can do
Wait.
that. You can set that as a goal, but my God said I don't have to do that.
Well, listen, there's more than one way, and I know Maya seems to have a lot of information and insight when it comes to the stilling your mind, and truly true, I've done it. Truly, you can really cause miracles. You can cause cell regeneration. You can cause so many effects to happen inside of you and outside of you with that kind of meditation. But Jennifer has learned to almost master moving meditation, and I've done that as well. And for me, it's almost more of when I journal, or when I visualize. Those are my types and ways of doing it. But the whole point is just transcending the state of mind that you're currently in to affect positive change within yourself, or positive change that you can see manifesting in front of you. That is meditation. That is, you're focusing your energy on some kind of positive change that you would like to manifest. And so if you're in the zone and you're dancing and you're cleaning, if you're outside in the sunshine on your beautiful porch like Jennifer, if you have a focal point like Maya and you're focusing every ounce of your energy on your focal point and what it is that you're trying to transmute within yourself, you know, I'm learning there is more than one way.
So what is
yeah.
moving meditation exactly? Just being I don't want to say busybody because that's a negative connotation, but
No, it's
what does
I'm
that mean?
curious.
I will let Jennifer answer that for sure because she's so good at it. But her guides talked to her about it, and basically was just like, when you're in a state of enjoyment and you're in a state of pure bliss and you're in a state of peacefulness, you are transmuting, you are transcending time, you are causing change, you are doing all these internal and external things. And so, you know, for her, well, I'll go ahead and let her go ahead, Jennifer.
No, you go ahead. You're perfect. Go ahead.
No, I feel like I'm dominating right now. Go ahead.
No, I'm asking you to because you worded it beautifully.
Yeah, so for her, you know, she'll pick a study, right? So she'll pick a study and she'll get super zoned into whatever the topic of her study is, and she'll listen to YouTube videos. She'll listen to sometimes like guided meditations. I think her favorite thing to listen to is channelers, or she'll do journaling, or she'll get in her crafts, or she'll be on her. If you guys haven't had the pleasure of seeing that porch, you're missing out on something grand. She'll be on that big, beautiful porch, and she'll just be doing whatever that she's doing on her porch. Jennifer doesn't know how to sit still and quiet her mind, and there's nothing wrong with that. Her guides told her there's nothing wrong with that, and she doesn't have to feel ashamed of that. And so if she's doing something that's causing her joy, like picking a topic, focusing all of her energy on studying and learning that topic, and it's literally raising her endorphins, she's in a state where she can manifest, and it's incredible.
I love that.
Yeah, and there was something else I was going to say. I can't remember. Oh, and they also said to stretch your body however you feel comfortable to stretch, and when you're doing it, just relax your mind, and that will make the endorphins go to your brain, the happy endorphins, and then it just makes you just feel good.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because I was listening to the lady y'all sent a couple of days ago that gives the daily messages. She's got long brunette hair.
Oh yeah, the angel.
Yeah, I think her name is Jeanette or something.
Oh yeah,
she's got yeah, I was listening to her and I started like going down a rabbit hole with some of her stuff, and she was like explaining what her spirit guides look like and that how she has multiples. And I was wondering, has anybody seen their actual spirit guide? Because I was taking a shower and I was like, well, Ophelia, what do you look like? And I'm like, what?
I haven't.
Right.
I see sparkles. I see a lot of sparkles. And when I know spirits around, I hear like a pop on the wall or something, or a flick, or
I see sparkles as well. And you know, for Jennifer being my hypnotist and for us doing the hypnotherapy, which has been tremendous in both of our lives as far as bringing healing. I mean, I don't know how many times I've told you, and I'm not going to go over the spill again about how much we've both changed so much since doing those sessions. I feel as though that's how we first learned what spirit guides were. That's how we really got introduced to past lives, and actually the intricacy of past lives and what that is. And I don't know if all of you have had a session. I know Andrea has had a couple. I don't know if, have you, Joey?
yes,
I think you have, right?
I'm having some technical difficulties with sound.
Oh, okay.
But
So,
got a little bit, but not a lot.
Okay, so I was bringing it back to the hypnotherapy. Jennifer, you know, she went through all that schooling, she got all that education, she got all those certifications. She asks me to be her guinea pig, and then that's how we opened up our eyes to our soul about so much of this, especially the spirit guides. And it's been imperative in our lives to do that on a regular basis, because I can't even, like, it's mind blowing. The information that these spirit guides bring in, it's absolutely I remember we were excited just about past lives. We were like, this is incredible. This is groundbreaking, right? So then we're talking to the masters. We call them spirit guides, but they're the masters. If you've ever read any of Brian Weiss's work, that's what they are. And the transformative, these psychiatrists, that to me, that's a scam, because all you need is a good hypnotherapist and connecting with your spirit guides. You can get all the answers you've ever wanted. But sorry, Andrea, I know that's not the question you asked. No, I've never had
I have been doing hypnotherapy to myself every night. Astro surfing, I've been doing it every night.
I didn't know that was
lady.
a thing.
That's wonderful.
I love it. I put these AirPods have been a godsend. I fall asleep to vibrational, beautiful sound. I get then sometimes I'll do the hypnosis where he talks to me the whole time about anything. I Google not Google, I just YouTube sleep hypnosis.
I just sent you a lady on our group chat that's really good. She's the lady that me and Christy listened to at Florida, and we was asleep, and we both had the same dream at the exact same time, and it ended up being solar plexus opening at the same time.
I love that.
So I just sent you her. I sent it to the group chat. She's real
Thank you.
good.
Yeah,
I can't wait to listen tonight.
And Maya, I think you've said you've had some experience with hypnosis, but you haven't had a lot, but you're open to new things. I really think that you should connect with Jennifer and do maybe a Zoom session or a call session or something and see what you get out of it.
Yeah, or the surrogate.
Yeah. And I have a question. Joey, do you make do you journal your
So I have severe ADHD, and journaling is really hard for me. But I journaling is a little bit difficult for me, but I have been trying so hard to write down in my notes in my phone, because my phone's in my hand constantly. So when there's a thought, I'm doing it in the notes. So it's there somewhere. So when tonight, full moon, I'll write on my bay leaves, when I'm doing it, but I'm definitely doing it tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I try to keep a journal because my memory is so bad, and lots of things. But if you have any tips on how to, maybe that will be the vibrational pull that I sleep to tonight. Help me find resources of better able to journal.
I just carry mine with me. So whenever you're talking about making notes in your phone, I always have my journal with me if I can help it, and I just jot it down. But go ahead, Maya, what were you saying? What was your thought?
No. I mean, just you don't have to journal like anything. You can draw a picture, you can draw a circle, you can draw a happy face, you can draw anything. Then recall it and connect, every single thing that you scribble or whatever you do.
You weren't on our last session. That's so funny. The last full moon we had, I sat outside with a book in my hand and a pen, and I had the book not open just enough to level it on the pen, so I'm able to write. And I just started writing words while I was meditating, things that I'm grateful for. And it was all over the paper. I started just doing circles and
journaling.
And I looked it up because I always assumed, I think I've told Jennifer this before, journaling was, this is what I did today. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't just be like, oh, this is what I did today. And I had this feeling, it's words. So I'm going to try harder.
It could be anything. It could be just random phrase thoughts that come in your mind or
whatever you're
anything.
studying at the, yeah, Jennifer's doing which I do it too. Whatever whatever topic we're studying, we will write down everything that we think is important, and then we'll start having these potent thoughts, right? So it's important to be in a study to keep your mind focused. And so after doing that and after being disciplined with the note taking with whatever it is we're studying, we'll start having these really potent thoughts. And that's almost like spirit writing. That's almost like guided writing. And that's a huge therapy tool in my life. I don't know if any of you have ever spirit write before. And I don't think Jennifer realizes she has, but she definitely, I think she has. I don't read her journals, but I just get the feeling that she's probably had some of those potent thoughts. So spirit writing is whenever you're so focused and you're so dedicated to whatever this topic is, and then you start writing your own thoughts, and your own thoughts
I love this.
Your own thoughts are just so potent. And if you're really spirit writing, you almost detach from it, and you almost, I've gotten so, but of course I'm a medium as well, but I've gotten so into it before that I don't even remember what I wrote until I read it, and I'm like, that's not me, but it was so cool.
Yeah, and the more you journal or the more you get it out of your mind and put it on paper, there's something magical about that. It instantly like clears your mind, and then that creates more space for your higher self or God or source to come in and write new thoughts.
So like I did a quick thing on the 1111 portal or 111 portal, and it was the weirdest thing. Like I say it's weird, but it's probably not weird. And I'm pretty sure I've done this plenty of times. I just never really paid attention to how far I've left spirituality and how far I've come back to it. But like I was listening to this one lady, and she was like, if you want to have a good 111 portal, you need to write down all the things that you want to happen for 2024 and fold it towards you and sleep with it under your pillow. Well, for a whole week, and even I think I found it and still left it underneath my pillow, but for a whole week, everything, all the 11 things that I wrote down on that piece of paper, I swear I dreamed of every last one of them coming to fruition. And it was I want to say it was weird, but it was really good because I was literally living it within my dream. And then it came to me that I was like, I think I lucid dream where I'm like I'm tired. Like I'm a naturally tired person anyway. And not to mention like my vitamin levels are always low, but I think I'm always tired because my brain is never done. I'm always running or doing something in my dreams. And I just found it very interesting that everything that I wrote, 11 things on that piece of paper, folded it and slept with it for a whole week. I dreamed of doing every last one of them.
You definitely need to do this while you're sleeping, vibration, so you can get a deep, relaxed sleep. It re-energizes you when you wake up in the morning.
Well, you guys listen, you know that Maya is a dream psychic. Like that's how she does her energy work mostly is in with dreams. And when I met her and she did some dream work for me, it was absolutely spot on. It was phenomenal. You guys can reach out to her anytime and talk about this stuff. And she when I first met her, it was a while ago. She was telling me kind of about her method, and I'm probably going to mess it up and she can correct me, but it was essentially what you just said, Andrea, is just like really focusing on what it is that you want to accomplish in your dreams and even writing it out. I don't know if I'm off with that, Maya, but isn't that what you told me?
Well, Joey, you're pretty much there. It's either lucid dreaming or astral projection. So if you're feeling vibration, you're almost out of body. So if you separate your body and you start like pretty much today's like whispering and this on that video, on that music video, you heard whisperings and
yes,
switch sounds.
Yes. I actually can feel myself leaving my body and then going off into the deep sleep with.
Yeah, while in a store. Oh.
No, while I'm in the bed.
Okay. Okay. Because this is a very this is a resemblance. That whispering is just in between the two words. So you pretty much
I'm
ask for-
sorry, I missed all that. Corey kept calling me. I missed all of that.
It's okay. But Maya, with with Andrea doing so much work in her dreams, like she's almost unable to turn it off. She's dreaming, but she's not resting because she's even performing in her sleep. Do you have any tips for that?
To relax, you just have to like make an intention. We're talking about Andrea or Joey?
No, I'm
Andrea.
asking about Andrea because I think Joey's getting the hang of this, but Andrea she's almost continuing to perform in her sleep, so she's staying exhausted.
He has no off switch. Yes. So again,
No, I have no off switch at all.
yes, yeah. You definitely have to like relax before bed, like wind down with like red light, melatonin, because we're losing melatonin. We just lost it. We cannot produce it anymore. So we have to either slow down at night, like before bed, at least 4 hours. I have
At least 4 hours?
yes, and
Matt.
hour
Oh,
and
Lord.
you have to like pretty much be in darker light. I have red light. I do massages and I always put red light for clients to relax like fast, faster.
Are you talking about infrared therapy?
Yeah. I mean,
I want to do this.
it is a therapy because it's forcing your body to produce more melatonin, serotonin, and dopamine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And your GABA receptor, they're pretty wide open with the red light. So
with
you have red light.
So
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So pretty much that's it. Red light is for the night, and blue light is to make you focus during the day. So.
So with Andrea having two small children, for her, I can tell in her mind she's thinking 4 hours is not realistic. For me, I have two small little girls. So for her, maybe if anybody has any tips, I don't know, to get her children also maybe on the same kind of vibe. I don't know what the tips could be, but that's the only thing I can think is like maybe create a routine.
That's a great idea to get Melanie and Oriana involved in your healing therapy, like even yoga. Like you could say, this is meditation time. We all need to shut down to reprogram. So maybe they'll enjoy it.
So Maya, did you do that with your kids when they were little?
I did. They used to meditate with me when they were like 4 and 5 and stuff. And I used to be able to, now that they're older and, Oriana's a busybody, Melanie's a busybody now. I got them their first set of crystals for Christmas. And so now they're excited because when they get home tonight, they're ready to put their crystals out and charge them. So I'm trying to introduce them to it. I've introduced white light to Melanie and how to have the white light protection ball around her so she doesn't absorb so much energy. I'm trying to do it with Oriana and stuff because she absorbs so much energy as well. So yeah, but
so I would just maybe have a routine, a wind down routine, some kind of soft music, turn the lights down, maybe diffuse some lavender. Am I on the right track here, Maya?
Yes, and also because I taught kids yoga for a little bit, so you have to have a specific routine. You're so right. So, for instance, for parents, we will tell this like get the kids together and tell them it's a sleepy time, even if it's like an hour before bed. Put the PJs. turn off the light, which is like turning off, on and off, on and off, on and off, and all of a sudden you make it dimmer.
Gotcha.
And that, and no TV. That, you know, we all know this. But also the food, light soups, like liquid is best for the night. There's a rule, okay, for rule for like when to eat before bed. Do we all know, like, you know, stuff like this? I don't wanna
Like
be
2 or 3 hours before bed, or?
I think so.
in your 30s, if you're 30, 3 hours before bed. If you're 40, 4 hours before bed. And we stop there. So 4 hours for us is optimal. Kind of impossible, I know. Yeah, but to eat afterwards, have to be something very light and something that you can really digest.
Okay.
But is there
Okay.
something she can specifically journal, or is there something she can specifically listen to? Because I know Andrea. I know her life is very hectic and very busy, and like I can just visualize her house, her children, her whole situation right now. So specifically with the dream work, is there something she could specifically journal to help her dreams be more of an ease and less of a job? You know what I mean?
Well, Andrea, you can write intentions. Intentions are very, very it's a kind of must. You write your intentions and you leave it on a paper, and like intentions for like my body is relaxed, like mantras. Your daily mantras could be your not your intentions at night too. Like, I am relaxed, I'm not stressed, my body is fluid.
Andrea, sorry to interrupt, but you relax on the couch on the weekend when your day off. I promise you, that's how I do it sometimes. I'll just go to sleep earlier and listen to the mantra and listen to the vibration or whatever I'm listening to that night. And it tells you, if you're going to do this, you have to do this for X amount of hours. Some of them are 4 hours long, some of them are 2 hours long. And I had one go through the whole 7 hours. And believe me, I did not wake up refreshed, because we were going through the whole of the motions for 7 hours in my sleep. So relaxation, I would definitely get the vibrations, frequency, and I would start early before bed. Drink your tea, put your earbuds in your ear, and he tells you, or she tells you, this is what we're going to do, like Jennifer does. You're falling into a deeper sleep. You feel your eyelids get heavier. They'll do this over a period of time throughout that session. And then as they're doing it, they give you the vibration code, and that's it. You don't have to worry. Don't worry about your kids. Do it while your kids are in bed watching a movie. That's 2 hours right there.
Right. Yeah. I was just curious because I'm just like, I was, not to be TMI, but like, I was talking to my sister the other day and she was like, you are on like 12 different medications. What are they for? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I could only tell her 4 of them that I actually knew what I was taking. And 3 of them were something to do with vitamin B12, iron, and my acne. That was about it. And
you forgot about your mental medicine.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Because you rarely take it. It's okay.
I know, and I, yeah.
So,
Matt,
wait. I just had an epiphany. Andrea, if you journaled all of your intentions and then you dreamed
Go,
of
we got 10
yourself
minutes. Go.
accomplishing your intentions after you wrote them
Go,
down
go,
and put
go,
them
go,
under
go.
your pillow. You had a
Uh-huh.
dream of you accomplishing your intentions.
I will
That's
have
why
a
your mind stayed busy while you were sleeping. And that was cool because you saw evidence of what you were doing. You saw evidence of your intentions. So instead, journal, just like Maya said, I am so relaxed. My body is fluid. I am like a vapor. I don't have activity in my brain. Just whatever it is, journal how you want to feel when you're sleeping.
Go.
You know what? I just had an epiphany too. Just while you were saying that, it was like Spirit just told me you're a writer, and everything I write is what comes to fruition for me. And then it made me think about that day. My aunt, God rest her soul, she was telling me one day, she was like, "You're a writer, and you don't even know it." I was like, "Huh?" And she was like, "No, you're a writer, and you don't even know that you're a writer." And you could be writing education proposals and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm not a writer. I'm not gonna sit here and just write a book. What?
You got a
know, and so
master's degree. You got a master's degree in education while being a single mom. I'd say you probably wrote several theses and several all kinds of research papers. Pretty sure she's probably right.
Well,
I
Right.
was really thinking the same thing you were saying.
yeah,
I know when
like,
I set the intentions of all of that going to sleep, eventually I just woke up one day and I didn't have any body aches or nothing. And then the guides told me that I quit jumping around from other planets in my sleep, and that's why I woke up so tired. And then now the work I do in my sleep is actually more intentional work, so I'm not so exhausted. So when you do have the intention, like Maya was saying, that's very important. If you have that intention that
Yeah.
you're gonna do the work that you need to do in your sleep, instead of, because you probably are jumping around from other planets and other galaxies and other planes in your dreams, and you never feel like you get enough rest. So
I don't.
once you set your intentions and you just journal, it doesn't matter what you journal before you go to bed, just clear your mind out. You'll start, like Maya said, you'll just start relaxing. And how I just literally woke up one day and I haven't hurt anymore when I wake up since that day forward.
Yeah,
Wow.
so to what Jennifer's talking about, she's talking about journaling as a form of purging, because we were told, just like your body needs to make a bowel movement and then your stomach is empty again and you feel better, it's the same concept. Your brain needs to purge. It doesn't, just like Jennifer's talking about, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you want to journal about your cat's feet, it doesn't matter, as long as you're purging what's in your brain so that you can feel rest when you go to sleep, so you can get all of that stuff out of you before you go to sleep. That's her point. That's the point she's making.
Yeah.
I probably know the
that.
answer. Oh, sorry, Andrea. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I remember being in college and my emotions would get so hot or so high that I would go home and I would be like, I have to write this out. Like, I have to. And it's like my dad used to tell me, he was like, you used to be an avid reader and you used to be an avid writer. You would have so many journals and journal after journal after journal. He was like, I don't even know if you read like you used to. And I'm like, I don't. Like, I feel like I'm slowly getting back into what I used to do because I hear the call, I feel the call, but for some reason, I'm not scared of what I'm capable of, but yet I'm scared of what I'm capable of.
You're like, literally you're busy too. I mean, does your dad not realize, single mom, 2 kids, no support from the fathers, putting yourself through college, getting a master's degree, working full time as a school teacher? I'm not real sure when you have time to read, Andrea.
I don't.
Yeah, her dad doesn't think that. Yeah.
But in conclusion, before we have to wrap this up, Jennifer really thought that it was important for us to talk about what the guides brought through in our last session the other day, which was reconnecting with your inner child. And honestly, I believe that the most obvious answer is just living in the moment and being present in the moment. Do you want to take that, Jennifer?
No, that's 100%, because 5 minutes ago it has already happened. You can't change it. 5 minutes from now isn't here yet, so you can only be like right now. And that actually stops a lot of stress and anxiety if you only just focus now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
being present, just being present, not having your mind somewhere else, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the last
Just like you,
weeks,
sorry.
I've made a point to try to just do a puzzle or just write down or watch a movie. I've just tried to make a point to just do something for 10, 15 minutes a few times a day, and it helps to just relax.
So all of you
Shuts your
going into
brain off.
this, right.
Mhm.
So going into this, the rest of this week or going into next weekend, I mean, sorry, words, what are words? Going into next week, Andrea, just like you said at the beginning with your daughter's new cheer stuff tonight and how much joy that brought you, that was a perfect example of living in the moment. That's exactly what that means. And then I rode to Clarksville with Jennifer and Chaz on Tuesday. We had the best day ever because I was not thinking about anything other than I'm really enjoying the company of these two people I'm with today. I mean, it was a horribly cloudy, rainy, dreary day, and I had the best day because I was just so present. I made myself be so present. I didn't think about anything except for enjoying my time with these two people. So if any of you have any thoughts about that or anything that you want to say, you know, like what you're going to do to kind of try to make that happen for yourself coming up this next week.
I'm sorry, that was a lot for me to take in. What
I
did you
am
say?
just I am just going to stay in the now, do the diligence of what my guides and the signs from my angels are telling me, and I believe that I'm already manifesting all these things at the same time, and I'm either which way I choose, I know everything is going to be okay and I'm covered, because I don't know if you know my story, but I have a lot of trauma, let's just say, and this is, I mean, I'm healing it. This is not me a couple months ago. I'm growing so much. But anyway, I lost what I was going to say. God.
Just
I
being in the moment.
Seeing angels
Oh
around
yeah,
you.
just be in the moment and not worry about what hasn't arrived yet. You know, I'm not talking about like don't get life insurance, don't think about the future like that. I'm talking about the worry and the stress of it all and who's going to pick up this and that and this and that. No, just I'm really, that is my main goal, is while I'm not working, unfortunately, I am healing myself, and I would be losing my ever loving mind without working. You have no idea. A late payment is not in my vocabulary.
Well,
It
don't
doesn't happen.
forget to specifically ask your guides down to
Oh,
the number of what
you,
you
and that's
want.
what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Everything is coming here and here and here, and I'm already freaking out because Andrea is a witness to one that has come like this, and I don't want to fuck up. I want to do the right thing that's really meant for my purpose. And I know I'm doing something now that I wasn't before, so I think I'm going to be on the right.
Yeah, you are.
Mhm.
So all it takes is just knowing the work you know.
And guess what else that just happened? My best friend, my other best friend, walks in with Korean spicy cucumbers. This is my life. I'm having the best night ever.
Well, see, it just all worked out.
Okay, you guys, listen, don't forget, each of us are a resource. We are free resources in your life. You know, I've told you, I've tried to describe, I don't know Joey so well, so I'm not sure. I know that her guides are saying that she's supposed to, what?
You will. You'll get to know me.
I know. I know that her guides are talking about, oh, they said she has the gift of listening and she's going to help abuse people.
Can I tell you, I didn't want to say this tonight. I did not. I didn't want to because I don't want to speak what's not there yet. But I have already felt, okay, I'm going to say it. I got a phone call out of the blue from an old friend's daughter, and she is struggling. And she asked me for help. And I said, I can only help you from what I learned. I can't tell you anything else. And we had a good hour conversation of no judgment and me really helping her. And I was like, oh my God. And I thought of Christy and I was like, this just brought me so much joy. So maybe this is my purpose. And then I started looking up how to help people without a degree, how to just, be the entrepreneur and all these things, but I don't want to take it too far. But there's a lot of confirmation that's coming in that I am on the right path. And I do have to watch my P's and Q's and cross my T's and dot my I's. I'm not sleeping on those things.
No,
I just
so
want to vibe
you and I can have a conversation privately, because I know we're running out of time here, but you and I can
I
have
know.
I've been a substitute teacher for years. I used to be involved with a lot of politics in my town before I got my first divorce. And I've been in and out of all these different things. And it's amazing really how easy it is. I can give you advice with all that, is what I'm saying, to get your foot in the door and stuff like that. You don't have to have a fancy degree, but so each of us, Maya has knowledge. She's a dream psychic. She's extremely powerful. Utilize that. She likes helping us. She likes helping people. Let her help you solve your issues with her dreams. If she's willing and you're willing, she also has the knowledge of herbs. She also has a special thing with meditation. You've got Andrea. She's the teacher. Every time I'm feeling blocked with something and I have a conversation with her, she loosens it right up because she's so articulate. She's so good at explaining what other people can't seem to put into words. And that's a huge gift in my life. I just go to her house sometimes and listen to her talk, and it just makes my day so much better.
I wish I lived closer.
And Jennifer, she is an encourager. Jennifer is probably the most encouraging person I think I know. And I mean, that's a huge, huge gift. And not only that, Jennifer's hungry for spiritual knowledge. And so when you're hungry, you put in the work and you get all these downloads. And she's a well of information. She's so resourceful. I'm not sure what I can offer. I do a lot of talking. If you like talking to me,
You offer just as much as all of us.
Right. You're tying everybody together. That's what you do. You're tying everybody together, and because of your ability for mediumship, you are bringing us further into our own gift. You're giving us the confirmation of what we intuitively know, but think we're kind of crazy.
Confirmation.
That. You're our confirmation. You give us the actual knowledge of going, you're not crazy. You are meant to be this and this and this. And it's
thank you.
Don't sell yourself short. Like, I wish I was able to channel. I wish I was able to see the things that you see. Like, I know I have a lot of gifts, but to be on your level, I don't know if I can handle seeing stuff.
Well,
thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Christy, think about it. If it wasn't for you, none of us would be connected. I wouldn't be connected with Andrea, Maya, or Joy. You have like so many connections that you bring too.
Thank you. And I just want to say, every single one of you can channel. Every single one of you. You may not be mediums, you may not talk to dead people, but every single one of you can channel. If you ever want my help with that, just reach out and I can tell you exactly how you're already doing it.
Christy, do you work during the day?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you work during the day, Christy?
I'm a substitute teacher. I own a housekeeping business and I'm a reseller. So if I am home, I'm usually working, but then there's weeks where I really don't do a whole lot of nothing. And then Jennifer's like, get your ass over to my house, so, but yeah,
We all need to get together.
Yeah. If you reach out to me, I'm pretty quick to respond.
Okay.
I was just going to say, I am almost home. Excuse me. I will, if you give me about 10 minutes, I'm going to pull a card and I'll see what our message is along with tonight's message and see what correlates. Like I said yesterday, I just was in that trance and really feeling my cards. So I should be home in the next couple of minutes. But I'll send a picture and the message in the group chat.
Oh, yeah.
So we kind of have an idea where to go. Okay.
Good. This next 30 days, we're going to focus on childlikeness.
And don't forget, it is the full moon tonight. So if you want, pull your crystals out. Even though it's a rainy day over here, Maya, I don't know what's going on over there in Chicago, Illinois, wherever you at.
Yeah.
But, Make sure your
All right.
crystals are out, cleansed, light your candles for intentions. I think if you want, it's the Leo energy of Aquarius. So definitely make sure you get your gold, silver, and green candles out.
When is the Leo?
Huh?
What are the
Leo?
colors?
Gold,
Yeah.
green, and gold, green, and yellow candles.
What did you ask, Maya?
What did you say about Leo energy is coming, or what is it?
It's Leo
the-
energy in Aquarius, which is basically fiery energy. So it's supposed to be the energy that's really supposed to push out exactly what you want to happen and manifest for 2024 and the next 6 months, if I remember correctly.
But it
So
starts tonight with the new moon.
yeah, full moon. It's the full moon.
Christy, how are we with the time?
Oh, we're 7 minutes over, but I mean, we're fine if you need to say something.
The whole week I've been doing this manifestation meditation. 30 minutes every day. So it's like it just I just needed to do that. So yeah, it could be right that that moon phase and Leo energy and the need for manifestation and like just playing out your desire, whatever it is. But yeah, that's very true. I've been extremely busy. That's why I was out, but I had the time. I just had to have the time for manifestation
And
meditation.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's true. That's true.
Okay, ladies, don't forget, we're all a resource for each other. We're all here for each other. Reach out, make connections.
Yeah.
And
anything.
God is in everybody. We are all God.
She is vibing tonight, y'all. She is vibing.
Girl. You
I
have
love
no
it. I love
idea.
it. I love it. That's what we're here for.
It's
I love
very
you guys.
late, Joey.
What?
I'm sorry.
It's very late to eat now. What are you doing?
You have no idea because everybody tells me, how come you don't eat all day? And then you eat at the worst time. Look, I have not ate all day until just now.
That's not good either, but I'll let Maya yell at you another day.
But look,
as you're eating
it's
it?
only cucumbers. It's only spicy cucumbers.
As you're eating it, just have the intention that it's bringing forth your higher self it's bringing forth your highest good. Just have that intention.
I'm just gonna, this is the vibration tonight. Is metabolism. I'm gonna find the code. I think it's 285, honestly. So metabolism and what else did I say? I was okay, guys.
Code out there too. So hey.
You're home.
Yes, I am home. Look, I got my tarot cards still sitting on the coffee table. Sorry,
Girl,
the
you
lights
got
are-
you got undressed fast.
Yeah.
She's like Superwoman.
I think
Dude,
the
hey,
guides want us to go over our time.
Oh,
This is
that's
a
fine.
bonding
How
time.
it happens.
It is bonding time.
Bless you.
Yeah,
I don't
Joey,
I
can
have
take-
my husband and I don't have any kids tonight. I mean, I know my kids are all adults, but you guys wouldn't believe they need you more when they're adults than they do when they're little sometimes. And that's the only reason why I was trying to stick to the time, because I'm like, oh, I just want to go cuddle with my husband and enjoy this time alone, you know.
This is sacred time.
Yeah, it is. I'm doing my quick shuffle really quick. Just give me a quick
You're
minute.
so sweet, Christy.
No, you're fine. Girl, these grown kids though. I mean, I've had 2 move back in. I'm not complaining, but y'all just get ready. I have had 2 move back in with me every single day. I have wake up to Cash App requests. I used to say yes to all of them, and then I realized my kids are little, I don't even know what they are, but now I have to start being a little bit more selective. I still have a soft spot. I don't always say no, but I try to say no more often than not, because they really, whoo, they are something.
It could be $700 for all kids before you know it in a month.
And you want to know something? My 2 that are in college, I swear to you, every time we start getting a little nest egg saved up, every time we start getting ahead in our savings account, it's like psychically they know it. I think over the last 3 years, my 2 kids in college, we've loaned them probably over $3,000 to $4,000, and they're pretty good about paying it back. But I swear, every time we start getting our savings built back up, Mom, I'm behind on this payment, and I just
Because they're telepathic. It's genetics.
yeah, like they're having meetings behind the scene, like, hey, I haven't gotten anything from Mom in a while. Have you? No? Okay, good. I can
Yes,
ask.
yes.
So she's gonna have
Yeah.
lots of money for me.
All right, give me 1 minute, okay?
Go, go, go.
So funny. That's how my kids are. They're getting better though. Yeah, it's been
Jennifer,
My kids are perfect.
yeah, Maya.
how you guys started with Christy? I mean, I know that probably Reiki, like kind of, you started with Reiki, then hypnosis, right?
No, I don't know how to do Reiki. We've only done the hypnosis.
Okay, hypnosis. So did this kind of evolved and Christy for you as well? How what age did you realize that you're a medium? What?
So actually, with the person that I thought was going to be joining us tonight, that I'm actually going to send this recording to, I'm actually in the middle of typing out my story for her because I felt like it was important. And I was actually going to ask you guys, if you send me your email address, I think it's important for me to forward you these messages that I'm writing out for her that actually explains my story. For mediums, trauma, for some reason, trauma brings out more of our spiritual gifts, right? And for some reason, if you're a medium, for some reason, it doesn't get as strong until you're over 30. So that's just something that's very specific for mediums, right? But for me, I've been spiritual my whole life. I've always had a good connection with God. I did church. My whole family's done church, but I always knew there was something more. And so trauma catapulted me into a search for healing, both physically and mentally, because I was told that I had lupus. I was told that I had multiple sclerosis. I was on a lot of medications. This was about 10 years ago. I was on a lot of medications. I was told I would be in a wheelchair within a couple of years. And I was just like, I was all over the place. I was the world's biggest victim, right? So one day, I'd watched a documentary called The Secret, and it's not the movie with Katie Holmes, it's the actual documentary based on the best-selling book The Secret. So I'd watched it and it changed my life. And so when I watched the documentary The Secret, I realized just how powerful my thoughts were and just how powerful my actions and my words were. So I decided I'm going to start researching natural remedies. I'm going to start researching how to heal my body without pharmaceuticals and without narcotics. I don't want to live like this anymore. And I also thought, I'm never going to say that I'm sick again. I'm never going to use that word to describe myself again. And I haven't. And so within 6 months, I had gotten off of 14 medicines, most of which were narcotics and steroids and muscle relaxers. And I had gotten myself on a completely clean diet. I was on a lot of herbal supplements. This was about 2016, maybe. I was on a lot of herbal supplements, and I stopped saying the word multiple sclerosis. I stopped saying the word lupus. I decided I don't have those things. I'm not going to identify with them. And so that kind of catapulted me into a different journey as far as just how aware of just how powerful my thoughts and my words and my feelings were. And believe it or not, I have been in remission since then. I have been off of all those medications since then. I was supposed to already be in a wheelchair. They said I would be a full-time wheelchair before I was 40. I'm now 41. I'm fine. I never talk about multiple sclerosis. I never talk about lupus. I never act like I have it. I don't believe that I have it. I don't post about it. And that really changed everything for me. And so I know that doesn't answer your question about the mediumship, but if you guys send me your email.
Actually, we had that conversation, but I just didn't know how you felt, how you how really started with also with Jennifer. Yeah.
Right. So
Both.
Jennifer was my friend from high school.
Right.
We reconnected. I went through this crazy divorce. She was the only person who was there for me. Everybody that I thought were my friends, when I went through my divorce, they disappeared. And she was the one that would still show up in the middle of the mess and say, oh, I'm going to start crying. I don't want to start crying. When everybody else walked out on me, she was there. And she wasn't afraid of the mess. She wasn't afraid that I was needy. She wasn't afraid of me being broken. She was fine with that. And that did a lot to change my life. And that did a lot to help my self-esteem. And I had never met anybody that wasn't afraid of a messy life and a messy person. And she wasn't. She was there for me. I mean, there were days I couldn't eat and she was spoon feeding me because I was having a nervous breakdown. And so that solidified just the type of character this person had. And that made me fall in love with her as a human being. And I knew from that moment on, there was nothing that she could ask me for that I would say no to, because I had never met anybody as loyal as her and as caring as her. And so we had 5 or 6 years where we were friends, and we were best friends, and we would talk all the time constantly about our problems. And then we slowly started listening to these tarot videos. We started out with this lady named Miss Mary on YouTube, and she's great. And then Jennifer started to get into this channel called Spirit Science, and she just thought it was so unusual and out there, and it talked about life on different galaxies and just all these crazy things. And I remember trying to talk to her about me being a medium and about past lives, and she just dismissed me, and because no one had ever told her about it, so she didn't know anything. Well, fast forward a couple of years, her mom passes away, and she's being consumed with anger, and she's being consumed with grief, and she's becoming this person that she really doesn't like. And I mean, she's even telling me, I don't like who I am. I don't like what I'm becoming. She had just manifested the man of her dreams, right? Which is the man she's engaged to. She had just manifested that. So I knew she had power. I knew she had a lot more power than she ever realized. And I didn't know how to make her see that. And she was on the verge of losing it all because of her own mental, I don't even know what the word is, just a lack of trust, I guess is the best way to put it. And so so for her, this thing clicked inside her, like, I better figure out something, and I better figure it out fast because I'm losing myself, right? So she goes and she takes all these classes for the hypnotherapy, and then she comes out of it and she's totally rejuvenated, and she's totally excited about life. And she comes to me and she says, listen, do you want to be my guinea pig? I really want you on this journey with me. And I was like, sure. So we start doing these sessions. Jennifer had never been exposed to any kind of spirituality that I know of. I mean, other than her uber Christian sister, she had never been exposed to anything spiritual before this. And so it was kind of cool for me seeing her learn things for the first time on the spiritual level. I was living through her because I had become almost a little jaded, like, oh yeah, this stuff works, but I can't get myself to be the person I need to be able to focus, whatever. And so when she's seeing all this stuff, and she's like, oh my gosh, did you know about this? And did you know about this? And I'm just like, this is great. I feel like I'm learning.
Jennifer, you're new at this?
Yeah, but she's the fastest learner.
I thought you're technically not. You've been like this since birth and before. However, I thought you have been doing this work.
Well, in the past year and a half, I've seen more growth in her than I've seen in myself in the last 10 years, if that tells you anything. Because once she became
I believe it. I've seen growth in myself in 2 weeks than I have in my whole life so far. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So when you find your faith, and you believe 100,000% in what it is that your spirit guides are telling you. Oh, so I'm trying to make this fast. So she tells me, listen, there's this thing called surrogate sessions. I think because you're a medium, I think you could do this. And I'm like, yeah, I think I could. And anyway, I don't want to get into all that, but so that we did that, and then that took off, and it was just like these whole worlds were almost cracking open before our eyes. And every time something would come through a session with this divine knowledge and this divine advice, and she would take it and it would work, or I would take it and it would work. And it was just like she became so addicted to the results. So no, maybe she's not, she doesn't have a lot of knowledge about yoga, and she doesn't have a lot of knowledge about eating roots, and she doesn't have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things. But what happens is when she finds out about it, and when she becomes in her mind, if she's interested, if she's not interested, it's not going to happen until she's interested, right? But as soon as she gets intrigued by an idea, she's not going to stop until she masters it. And that's really my favorite thing about her. So she's a very fast learner because she's dedicated.
Right.
Um,
Oh, be careful. I love you.
so,
George. Thank you for my food.
So
Yeah,
I
be
just
careful.
I had to pull 3 cards. And this makes me think of our spirit guides having a sense of humor, because the first 2 cards I pulled,
Oh, they're funny.
my spirit guides were calling me out. One
They
card
would.
called me an imposter card.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. It's because I was rushing the process. Then the second card I pulled out, because I wasn't focused because I was trying to listen to what y'all were talking about and stuff. It called me selfish and egotistical.
Oh no.
But it's okay because it came out with an upright. Now, I pulled this card earlier, but I was like, nah, it's not, because it came out upside down. And the theory behind tarot cards is like, if it pulls out more than once or more than twice, that's the card that's supposed to be having a meaning. So this card fell out twice. The first time it came out upside down, and after Ophelia called me out on, you're rushing, stop rushing and listen to where I'm trying to guide you to pull the card, this came back out.
Is that the
And
10
then-
of Cups?
Yes, it's the 10 of Cups.
Haven't we had that before?
Yeah.
I was looking at that. I was like, we've had that before. We had that just like the
Yeah.
week before last.
Right. So the
So
first
the
time
imposter card was upside down?
my
Oh no,
imposter
that was her personal message.
those were my personal
Oh,
messages. Yeah. It was telling me to slow my butt down and stop trying to do it too fast, basically. So it called me out. But the real card is the 10 of Cups, because this card appeared twice. Now, last night, this lady popped up twice last night while I was in my meditative state. I didn't get to look at her just because I was like, if she really wanted, since we didn't meet, I didn't know if we wanted to really know what that card is. But the 10 of Cups upright it means it's a romantic fulfillment, financial stability, a happy home, spiritual and emotional well-being, virtue, peace, honor, and gratitude. So
I
we
claim
are
it.
all, yeah, I'm claiming it, because like we've been talking about meeting for so long on just making it a weekly thing. I feel like we are really elevating ourselves to where the gods are really working with all of us the way they want us to reach our highest potential. So we just have to, I mean, I think it was my was it my hypno thing? When they were, I could have sworn it was mine. I think it was mine. It was definitely mine. And Ophelia had said, we're going to find ourselves becoming stronger with the weekly meetings that we're doing. So I don't know about y'all, but I feel invigorated every time we meet, every time we talk. I feel like I have a bigger positive aspect more. And last night with Corey, I was like, I had to catch myself. It was almost like the spirit guides were like, take in what he's saying. Don't sit there and try to go back and forth with him. Just be quiet. And I had to sit there and eat my words. But I knew that if I kept going, it was going to create an argument, even though I feel like I'm right. But, it's not about being right. It's about making sure I'm creating an environment where he feels the love more than feeling the fight.
Yeah,
Look at our
you
little
created a
baby. Look at
miracle.
our little baby. Andrea's growing.
You created a miracle by that, by choosing the love and that. And that's how it comes.
Yeah.
It comes in those moments when you need it, of being like, hold on, don't react to it like you normally do. Just give it a second. Ask your guides, help me see this differently. And that's how it does. It just comes to you in the moment to do that in that moment.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of pouted a little bit, but it was like once I settled in knowing that I didn't have the energy to argue, I didn't have the energy to want to go back. We were being goofy and in our own little world at the same time. It was still
like, shut up. Don't say it. Just look at it. He's doing his best. I need you to do your best.
Yeah.
And we didn't go to bed angry. We went to bed, kiki and ha-ha, and of course I'm dreaming, so I'm, constantly running. But but that's what it felt like. And it actually felt good. And I didn't have that ego where I was like, I know I'm right. I mean, I know I was right, but like I didn't have to say it.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. And but it was funny because he goes, oh no, you're mad at me. I said, I'm literally not mad at you. I am taking what you're saying. If you think this is going to become an argument, I'm not going there with you. And that's fine. I respect that.
And
And
the more something causes you stress, that means the more you should choose the love way. You should choose the non-reactive, the calm way.
All right, you
Right.
guys, I gotta go. I love you. Make sure you're all praying for Kelly and her family, okay?
yes, we are definitely sending positive vibes out tonight. Don't forget to write your intentions, and the faster your intentions are, light it on fire. Just so you know, fire is the biggest element to get your intentions out there.
Bay leaves.
Great.
Bailey, all the way, baby. Bye, y'all.
Ladies, for your time.
Bye.
I love you
Yeah.
all.
Love you.
Bye.